Hello and welcome, each and every one of you. With you today is me, Daiga, multilinguistic international coach, therapist from DCTcentre. Also, I'm true speaker, healer, energy worker, guide, mentor, co-creator, and galactic ambassador from Pleiadians. And with me today is again wonderful Morganne Rayne, spiritual consultant, gratefully providing access to higher dimensions of being. Morgan has been called the healer of healers as a way to describe the unique spiritual tools she shares. Morgan is here to serve those who seek greater understanding of their sacred spiritual self and have the deep desire to integrate that consciousness in their 3D world. So, hello, Morgan.
Hello.
How you doing? How
I'm
you been?
I'm good. I'm really good. Yesterday was Indigenous Peoples Day, so over here they celebrate Columbus Day, the landing of Columbus, all of that. So, but the Indigenous people, which I'm a part of that culture, um, we were already here. Columbus didn't discover shit. We were already here. He discovered that there were people here. So I celebrated that, and it was a beautiful experience because yesterday the pueblo that I'm associated with, I got messages from them, and just celebrating that to get together with my indigenous people. Right, it's a beautiful awakening about being authentic about who you are, right? And when you understand that, you can understand who you are, your patterns, and um, it was interesting because I just had a conversation with a client, and that's what it's about, right? We become what others want us to be, like our family, our school, our world. They want you to become this idea of what they want, but it's our life is about discovering who we are. Who am I? And it's like always that's like the pinnacle question, right? It's like, who am I, right? And what do I really think? And how do I really feel? And those are just such beautiful exploratory questions for ourselves today. Um, Discovering really who are you? Who am I? What do I really think? And how do I really feel? We think about, in our world, we're being coached to think and feel. And I see a whole mass of people, well, I see different groups of people being um, coached to think and feel in a certain way, right? It's like through media, through documentaries, through books. You think and you feel this way, and then there's another, oh, you think and you feel this way, right? But where's the point where you begin to discover what you authentically think and feel rather than following a stream of thought that someone else has put out for you? I think that's a dangerous territory to be in when people do that. But it's very prominent right now, especially in my country. Your country, not so much, but in our country right now we have factions, divisiveness. We've got all that going on here in our country, and
What is actually happening now in your country? I think that is quite messy, everything.
yeah, it is. It's very messy. It's painful in a lot of ways to watch, to see humanity turn on each other. It's I mean, I experience it, because I'm not positional in my politics, because I think different. I feel very different. And so I can't get positional. People don't get that, right? They want me to be positional. And if I'm not positional, then oh, you're a that. No. Oh, well, then you must be a that. No, I'm not any of those things. I'm here, I'm open, I'm learning, I'm growing, I'm thinking for myself, I'm having my own feelings, I'm witnessing. And one of the things I'm witnessing is this divisiveness and this, if you're not on their train or on their track, then they have permission to be pissed off at you. It's like, whatever, whatever. So for me, I'd love to see more people like me that are willing to stand in that fulcrum, the middle of it, and and just witness, right? But unfortunately, too many people need to work out their fantasies of how they're um, how they're being accepted and appreciated with the camps they're in, right? So that was a long tangent, but
Yeah,
that's what's.
but I think everybody can learn from actually that you need to start think about who you are, not who is somebody telling you to be.
Yep. And if you think about it, Daga, and our listeners, right? Like from the get go, we have parents who tell us who we are and who we are not. We get both of those things, right? Who you are and who you are not. Um, and we model ourselves after that to be accepted, appreciated, and loved. Then we go to school and they tell you how you're going to be. And so we model that in order to be accepted, appreciated, and loved. We just keep following this same pattern. And at some point in the development of a person is well, but who am I, right? Not who you told me I am, not right, but who am I? What's alive in me? And if we miss that part about ourselves, it it's just a sadness because we never discover who we are. So yeah, it's for me, it's really important, and that's why I do the work I do, is to help people discover who they are, and then what's in the way of becoming who you are or experiencing who you are, or even, God forbid, that we go out and just simply be who we are. Unabashed, to just showing up. And a long time ago, I committed that I'm the expression of love in action. Just gonna, I'm just gonna be that in the world. But man, I tell you, that pushes against people's buttons when they want you to commiserate with them, or be angry with them, or be positional with them. Um,
I
yeah.
actually find since 2020, I was listening many people, as I already tell our listeners, and I was listening to many people, and best advice what I actually get at that point was to stay on the eye of the storm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I find this is helping me so much, and I sort of build from that. Yeah, and now when I'm dealing with many people who go through horrible things in their lives at this point. Yeah, I have
Mhm.
clients in Israel. I have clients in um, how was this?
Palestine.
Israel and Ukraine.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
and now really that is going on like horrible attacks and bombs and so many traffic happening. Yeah, and I actually from that point when I am in this eye of the storm. Yeah, from that point that I doesn't matter what this client is telling me. Yeah, I sort of able to calm them down. Yeah,
Yep.
let's say that was very recently, couple days ago, was one client texting me, "Oh my God, I'm in train again. Is all this bombs flying everywhere and
Mhm.
sirens and people is scared." And this lady is very spiritual as well. I'm working with, yeah. Only she time and time again need reminders from me,
Yeah.
yeah. And I was actually texting her back that first of all, think about where you are, why you are in this train at the moment when everybody around is stressed and obsessed and so horrible being there, yeah. So you will protect this train. You are able with your input of pure positive calmness, you are protecting this train.
Yep.
Doesn't matter what's going on around, yeah, the
Yep.
train is protected. Let's say some bombs is going on, somebody is killed. Again, think that these souls actually sign contract for it. Yeah, it's not that this person is killed. Don't look at the person as such, yeah. But this his soul signed contract.
Hmm.
He is going at the moment for reason.
Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yep.
I said maybe this soul being in previous life killer. You don't know that.
Right. And the only way you can communicate with her with that is because you're in the eye of the storm. You're in a place where when you're in that place, then you have access to the infinite, right? But if you had like slipped off into the storm with her in the confusion that you'd just be in the storm, right? You wouldn't actually be any help to her or any good for her. That position of being in the center to being in the fulcrum without being on either side allows you to have those insights, that wisdom, and then you can communicate that. The other thing that that does is that when we are in that place, we help others come back to that centered place just because we're there, right? So it's not about matching her frequency of concern about what's going on, right? The swirl. It's not about you going there to match her frequency and commiserating. It's about you staying in that central place, because in that centered place you can move up, you have more insights, you have that wisdom to pass, you can have the insights of, oh, but that was his contract this lifetime, that it's, you couldn't have known that in the swirl, right? So it's so important. And see, for you, that's your authentic place in that eye of the storm. That's who you are. You're a person who can have those storms going around you and stay peace and calm in the midst of it. And that's why you're so effective in assisting others. And the same true for me. I stay in the middle, because if I go off this way or I go off that way, I'm no good to the whole, and I'm certainly no good to self. I become torn and fragmented. And this way I can stay in alignment with my commitment to self, which is to love no matter what, love in the midst of it, be it, and love everyone in the midst of it.
Exactly. I think if I be going into all this awfulness what's going on around us, I won't be able to work with Ukrainians, Russians, Israelis, Lebanese. I have from Lebanon people I'm working with, yeah. So I won't be able to work with all of them because there is mixture
That's right.
of, yeah, but I understand that it's nothing to do with people. Absolutely, utterly nothing to do with people I'm working with.
Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly.
They they just in this storm because some politicians decided that,
Mhm.
or 13 families in all world, yeah, decided
Yeah.
that we need play those games.
Yep. 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 So it's so important to stay centered and anchored in who you truly are. Find, the question to ask yourself every day is, who am I? I like to also ask, why am I? Why am I? Who am I and why am I? And then that brings you to, well, what's my purpose, right? And for me, the purpose is not some big, huge, massive thing, right? It's not that. It's a everyday commitment to, what's my purpose here? To love. What's my purpose here? To love. What's my purpose here? To love. This is why I am. I came to love every, like, I was having a conversation with someone, and they're very pro democratic, no matter what. Doesn't matter if it doesn't matter. You're just pro democratic, right? And this person's always trying to bait me, right, to go over into their camp. And then if when I don't, there's this like gnarliness and and energy. And I watch that, and I go, in my head, I go, can you love that? Can you love this? And I have to say, I get to choose if I can love that or not. And I decide to choose to love it, love that person in their upset, in their inability to control me. I can love them anyway. And it's a different way, because most people would just go, if people started acting all that way, they just leave, right? What happens when someone stays and loves them anyway? So,
I think I haven't. I would be probably one of those people who will change subject or leave. I don't know I will be able yet to love them. I if we're talking about clients, then yes, I have sort of uh, unsigned rule, yeah, that I doesn't matter what my client, how my client is, I will try help him. I will work with pure unconditional love, and I will be doing everything like to some people um, who is like telling me, ah, no, that's your job. I said, that's yes, that is my job. But at the same time, this 45 minutes what I spend with you, you are my closest friend, you are my closest person. There is no other people around. Yeah, I am there. I am with you. Whatever you're telling me, whatever help you need,
mhm,
I will do all my best to help you,
mhm.
to
Yep.
support you in your journey. Yeah. After 45 minutes, I will wash my face. I go wash off this client, and I will get ready for next one. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
But but this 45 minutes, I sign up. That doesn't matter what this person discloses. I'm there for it.
Yep. Yep. And the deal, and the trick is to be that with everybody, right? To be present like that with everyone. Just be present. It's just being present. That's all it is, really, but it's hard to be present when you have an agenda running in your mind. It's hard to be present if you're trying to get someone to do something they don't want to do. It's hard to be present because you're always calculating and figuring. It's kind of like, like in relationships. I get this when I'm working with couples. Like, she just doesn't listen to me, right? She just doesn't, or he doesn't, and it's like, well, have you ever just stopped to just listen without formulating a response? Have you just ever just been present to the listening and 100% what this person is thinking and feeling? What an honoring that is to give. So I know you do that with your clients, but it's doing it with, people people that may not you get along with or don't think the same. It's, can you be present to just who they are, to what they're feeling and what they're thinking, without you having to get tugged anyway. You just be present with them. And the thing I notice is that people start to formulate a response all the time to whatever's happening. They're always, like, oh, they're saying this. Oh, I need to rebut with this, and like here comes, they're never present with the person. They're only present with their reaction to the person. And when we're just present to the reaction of the person, then it can go all kinds of screwy ways. But if you can sit genuinely with a human and be present in their pain, be present in their confusion, be present with them, then you're in the eye of the storm. And when you can be present with them, you can just allow them to have what they're wanting without you getting tugged and pulled in that direction with them. And that's where we go off the rails when we do that. We come, because what we're doing is like we're trying to please them, or we're trying to be accepted or appreciated by them, whatever, we get tugged away. The trick is to sit present, just very present with people without trying to fix it, formulate a response, all of that. And as therapists, we can get it into the fix it work, right? But there's nothing to fix. There's nothing broken. There's just someone that needs to be heard and experienced.
Yeah. What else would you like to talk about today?
I was just thinking I was missing Jeannie right about this time, because this is where Jeannie would have come in with her good psychotherapy stuff, right? And oh goodness. Well, I don't know. That's what's in my heart and my mind, I guess, is this just being present to who we are. And and a lot of times, like, sometimes we don't know when we need clues, or we need, like, that's why we pull cards sometimes, right? If we are sometimes just in the swirl of it all. And like right now in our country, that's what's going on. It's a swirl. You can feel it out there. You can just feel the energy. No, let me go back. I feel the energy of it. I feel the swirl of it. And that's because I feel energy. So to be present in that. So I do my little ceremony. I get up and do my corn ceremony, and stay in that practice of being committed to those higher frequencies, right? Because we're on an earth plane where there's a lot of people wanting to jerk you off in their direction, but to stay true in your direction will be, that's the epitome of it right there. To not get pulled off. So I think I talk about this today because we are in the swirl. We've had several hurricanes. You probably heard about those, right? But that's the kind of energy we got here, that destructive, but there's some good things to do with destruction too. Just wipe it away and start all over again. It's one way to do it. But this is what's happening in my country, is the divisiveness, the pull to go one way or the other. And then to stay present to yourself. What are you feeling? What are you feeling when that's happening? You know, and be true to your feelings. So who am I, and how do I create is probably the nugget we hold on to. Who am I, and how do I create, and be authentic to that.
And
So
also, we just now get through 10 portal, this needle, eye of the needle.
that's right. Eye of the storm, eye of the needle, right? And it's a tiny space, right? The eye is tiny. The storm is huge. The eye of the needle is little. But you can get through those things by staying true to yourself, at peace with yourself. Yeah. So, yeah, we just got through that when we're still in all the energies of that portal energy. And we got, some celestial event. I've seen some beautiful celestial events the last few days we've had, maybe in your country too, we've had Aurora Borealis here. And I took some really incredible pictures of yesterday morning of a bit of Aurora Borealis, but the stars were out. So I got pictures of the stars. It was pretty cool. Um, so we have a lot of celestial events but celestial events, star events, timing events, all of that. That's all great. It's good to know that, because you can kind of ride the information and follow the energies, which is always good. But still, the most important part is to be, like you say, in the eye of the storm, to be just present in the center of it, because it doesn't matter if we got a grand cross coming. It doesn't matter about the full moon, the new moon, none of that. None of that matters. What matters is, who are we in the presence to whatever is happening. That's the trick. And that's where we get to grow and really discover who we are. Are we doing it from a high, beautiful energy of everything possible, or are we in the, oh shit, my world's coming apart? So, it's, yeah,
Sometimes really looks like the world is coming apart, especially when you're talking with people who believe in all mass media and so on. Yeah, so
yeah, that's been a disservice to people, that mass media thing, right? It doesn't allow people to think for themselves, because they're being told what to think. They're being told how to feel. They've got people running in a direction, right? And and the danger to that is that people have forgotten to genuinely think for themselves. And even I see people who will, uh, oh, but I read da da da. Yeah, well, you're reading the same thing that supports all of that, right? You're still in the swirl of that. Why don't you go try reading, the Schofield Bible for a while, or just
or or maybe try to read your course of miracles, which one is out on this channel every single week now. So we already out already is 5 concepts of it. So you
awesome.
can read that.
Yep. There's so many things. Yep. There's so many different ways to do, but people get in that fervor, right? They get in that fervor, and it's just interesting to watch that. But I see it all over the place, and to find give me a sovereign being, right, that thinks for themselves, can find joy in just being alive. Right? That's thinking about, oh, what's next? What else is possible? Oh man, I'd love to create a whole village of those kinds of people, right? Of people that can stand true to themselves and allow themselves to evolve in a beautiful, organic way. That would be.
Exactly, but is there anything, any guidance from your guide when this all be possible? Because I have my humanitarian project and
Mhm.
I can't wait when this village be built. Yeah, but how it's happening, everything at the moment, I don't see that it will be built for another 5 years, most definitely, if not longer.
Timing is a timing, right? And it's for us to stay true to our vision, stay true to whatever is coming forward for us. And I have my humanitarian project. Part of my project I already do, but it's, I can get, oh, when's it going to happen? All of that. I don't go down there anymore because that can lead to my frequency collapsing. I'm really committed about keeping my frequency in that love, bliss, joy. It's like if no one else is going to do it, somebody's got to do it, and I'm going to do it, right? Actually, I said that to someone who was in got mad because I'm happy. Well, you should be, da da da, and I was like, I should. I should be miserable. No, thank you. No, thank you. So yeah, it's that being true to self it's a beautiful journey.
Yeah, it's journey actually all your life really. When you start unveil something, then you're going down this rabbit holes and you find more and more and more and more something to learn, something to uncover about yourself.
Yeah, isn't that awesome, right? Rather than being stuck in a way that, oh, this is just the way I am. I hear people say that a lot. Oh, that's just the way. Oh, that's because this is the way my family was. Oh, really? Okay. That's little tiny thinking. Little tiny thinking. There's no expansive thought. There's no probing into, well, who am I, right? Am I my family? Am I that? I could go back into my family. I am definitely not my family. However, I come from a lineage and a genetics that walked a particular path. And we can either stay on that path and be miserable about it, or we can say, what else is possible here? What else is, how can I turn my lemons into lemonade, right? It's just like it's and to live in that, what else is possible, that's creation right there, right? If you are in the assigned position that your DNA has given you, it's a miserable place to be. And that's not, we are not our DNA. Let me just go back there. We are not our DNA. We are the living presence of life. We're the living experience of God saying, here we go, right? We are not our DNA. However, our DNA gives us the lessons. It's kind of like in Course in Miracles, I talk about that when we arrive in our family structure, we arrive fully intact with all our issues. It's not the family that gives us our issues. We come fully intact with those issues, and they happen to be the ones who also resonate with those issues. Our issues aren't here to continue to carry the issues. Our issues are here so that we can evolve and heal and make new choices and find out what else is possible rather than continually repeating the same things over and over again. It's like, let's do something different. Let's do something new. What else is possible?
Exactly. If something not working, try something else.
Exactly. And in histories, I go back and I look at the indigenous history of the people I come from on my mother's side. is that they had suffering. They had, they had been conquered, right? The Spaniards came over and conquered them and took away their things and took their land and took their people and took their children, like they got a story going, right? There's a big story of victimhood. And then, and then they gave us smallpox. And most of us, like there's a continual story of this victimization, right? But in the midst of it, there's a group of them like they're hardy. They're like, no, we're going to continue on. That's the lineage I come from. I go, well, no wonder I am the way I am. It's like my lineage lived. my lineage just says, okay, well, what else is possible? How do we move beyond this? And I love that about thinking about my life. But each of us come from thousands and thousands of ancestors, right? Each one of us. And here we are. Here we are, no matter what their stories were, no matter what their suffering was. Here we are. And now, what else is possible? With me, what else is possible? I think that's a good thing for people to think about and practice this week. Well, what else is possible? Especially if you're in the States and you got to listen to what I listen to all the time. Well, what else is possible here, right? How can we love one another even though you think this way and you think this way? How can we all love one another still? What else is possible? To live in that kind of courage. And it does take courage to do that. It's way easier to just slip in with what's going on and be loved, accepted, and appreciated. But there's not the authenticity in that.
Yeah, it's very easy. Just listen what's going on and start get worried about it and just see to this one line what they pushing through. Yeah,
Yep,
that's black, that's white, and that's it. Yeah, there is no gray. But when you start to see all these different colors in between this white and black, yeah, it's completely different story.
yep,
Yeah, if we thinking about even those wars, yeah,
yep,
okay, R is attacking uh, you, yeah, okay, nice. R is bad, U is great one, yeah. But if we're looking from a different perspectives, yeah, then actually what was happening, how many tunnels is under you, yeah. Have you actually seen? I seen how many spider web of tunnel, yeah, is under this country,
yep,
right away from the Black Sea to actually Chernobyl. Straight away tunnel there, yeah, and with huge spider web around, yeah,
yep.
to get everywhere, yeah. But nobody, obviously, nobody says something about that. Yeah, it's we who know that
That's
there
right.
is these things. Yeah,
Right, because we want to know what else is happening, right? We want to know, well, did we look under here? Did we look under here? Like what else is going on over here, right? Not what you're being told, not what you're being told to think. Uh, and I love this one. It's like being told um, how to project yourself out in the world. Like I watched when uh, first the Ukraine thing came around. It's like the yellow and blue flags go up, and everybody support Ukraine, and then it was like, the Black Lives Matter signs are up. Oh, Black Lives Matter, Black Lives Matter, blah, 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 blah. And you could just see the programming out there, and people like putting up signs, and I support this, because then they have a community of people that they can commiserate with, right? And talk about what's all wrong with the other side. They don't talk about what's right with their, so they talk about what's wrong with all those other people, right? And they're dangerous, and that's just a narrative, right? That's just so destructive to the human spirit and destructive to evolution, because they're stuck in a uh, a prescribed uh, thought system that
Yeah, I actually I already for 4 years think more than 4 years not watching TV, but I still have like some series what I like to watch or something like that. Not news, but something like that. And one of the series is Strictly Come Dancing. Yeah. Uh, in America, they have license and they doing Dancing with the Stars. That's the same thing, just different name in America and other countries. So I was watching that recently and I was so amazed. Even questions, yeah, even questions when this presenter is asking couples the question, it's not question, let's say, how do you feel about this one? Yeah, no, it's question about how excited are you about this one and this one? Or how wonderful it makes you feel this and this, yeah? But if I feel miserable instead, what's then?
right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
but
it's not
right,
even
yeah, it's already programming you to think it's wonderful. Well, wait a minute, I'm not feeling that.
exactly.
Then
Oh,
then you're dangerous because you're not following what they want you to follow, right? You become the dissenter. You become,
exactly.
yep, yep,
Exactly. You are just then not going to this agenda what it has to be. Yeah.
yep, yep,
So
yep,
everything what is done there now is about following agendas.
yep,
Yeah.
yep,
There never ever been before like same sex couples. I don't have anything against same sex couples. If you happy, that's your choice. But why do program which one is family orientated program has to push on me that?
yep, yep. I mean, they're doing that in our school systems. And, I've experienced that watching, my granddaughter, who's now graduated from high school, but uh, when she was 12, being oriented into, oh no, you have to choose. Being a girl's not okay. You have to choose something else. And so, yeah, yeah,
And
yep.
what did you do and what your daughter done about it?
Well, it doesn't matter what my daughter's done. What I do, I can just say for myself, what that daughter is really in that flow of, oh well, this is a, yeah, it's okay if they just chop your boobs off, or whatever. That's okay. That's just, but she's in that thought, and so it's whatever she does. For me, it was, well, who are you? What do you feel about yourself? She goes, well, I'm a girl. I go, well, then be a girl. I can't be a girl. It's not okay to be a girl. Who said it's not okay to be a girl? Oh, the teacher said that's not okay. I have to decide what I'm going to be. I go, you may want to determine that who you are is what you're feeling you are, not what someone else is telling you you have to be. And so I see that a lot in our world. And, of course, that's all over the news now. What I was experiencing 6 years ago with my granddaughter is now mainstream in the school system. Of, you can be a cat, you can be a furry, that's who you are, we'll give you a litter box, it's okay. And they do that in the schools. They provide litter boxes for these people who think they're cats. And so it's like, okay, okay then, right? But it just shows me how far away we've strewn from ourselves, from our own authenticity, that we would let people jerk us around to think, feel, and believe something about ourselves that's not true.
Exactly, exactly. Really, this message today, I think, is think for yourselves, think who you are, and don't get in mass media agenda.
Yeah, if you haven't turned that shit off by now, you're probably hopeless. But I would say stop listening to that. Anything that's going to jerk you one way or another, it's like, develop a spiritual practice. Where are you with that? I'd ask, where are you with that? It's like, what 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 is your commitment to yourself and to your being and to your growth and your expansion? Um, Man, if everybody started doing that, we'd live in a very magnificent place. And I think that's coming. I do, it's like we talk about the golden age is coming. Well, at this point, it looks like a shitty age, a brown shitty age, but it's sometimes what we have to do is it's got to all come down before we can begin to plant the right seeds. We can start helping humanity awaken, remember really who they are. And that's why we're here, Daga. We're the ones that when people de-evolve or when people are coming apart, we're there for them to help them be in the center and operate from the center and then do their actions and behaviors from the center. What people usually do is they're out here in the storm making decisions and doing their behaviors. It's yeah, so that, we're necessary here at this time to help humanity get back on the right track.
Exactly. Okay, it's time for my favorite part, Morgan. It's
Let's see
time
what,
for my.
yeah, let's see what spirits got up for us today, okay?
I can't wait.
All right, everybody. We've had this amazing conversation about who am I and what do I think, what do I feel. Let's just go inside and be present to self. So I'm going to invite you to close your eyes and take a beautiful breath with me, a beautiful breath in, and feel and experience that breath going in. And then just let it go. And as I always invite you to do, to get your feet anchored to the floor. Don't cross yourself up. Allow the circuitry to be open and free and flowing. So get those feet on the floor and get your hands open and available. Sometimes palms up is really nice. And just keep breathing and just be with the breath. Where does that breath go? And that breath will tell you a lot about your body. Where does the breath stop? When you're in the presence of where it stops, can you expand the breath and bring a more fullness to your breath, which allows more oxygen in your body and a greater release? So as you let go of the breath, you're releasing. And you can use that breath to release all kinds of things. You can release stress, you can release fear, you can release. The breath is so beautiful for that. So as we come together, our feet anchored in our breath, in awareness of our breath, I want you to move into yourself and just ask that question, who am I? And you can ask it from the head in the thinking nature of you. And you can practice that right now by going, who do I think I am? Just think about that for a moment. Who do I think I am? And just see what comes up, what the thinking part of you thinks you are. And then move down to your heart. Sometimes it's helpful to take a breath to bring your energy and your awareness to your heart space. And from the heart space, ask the question, who am I? And then take some time to just be present to what shows up. Many times, if I ask that question from this space, stillness shows up. And now I'm going to invite you, as you've been thinking about who you are, and now in your heart feeling into who you are, I invite you to just like separate yourself from your human existence by observing who you are. So I invite you to stand outside of yourself and just witness you. So you can witness yourself sitting where you're sitting with your feet on the floor and your conscious breathing, and witness you thinking about who you are, witness who you're feeling into who you are. So just witness yourself. Like, what does your body look like as you think into who you are? And you're witnessing yourself thinking about who you are. And now move into that heart space again and witness from that place, witnessing who you feel you are, that heart space. And noticing, just noticing, not any of them are wrong or bad, just noticing when you think about who you are, is that your authentic self? Just witness. And then from that heart space, witnessing that deep feeling about who you know you are. And as a witness, just being compassionate about your life as you are thinking and feeling and determining and figuring out, who am I? And then let the witness come back inside you, reintegrate witness within you so that witness is alive in you, not outside of you, but inside of you. And as the witness, witnessing your feelings, And as the witnessing your thinking, asking that beautiful question, who am I? And then, why am I? Why am I? And this gives you an idea about your own purpose for arrival here. I'm here to bring balance and peace. Maybe that's one of your why am I's. And practicing getting to know what you're thinking about and what you think you are, and then thinking about and feeling about who you are. Just notice, are these two separate things? Are they similar, or are they just vastly different? And it doesn't matter. Just notice. No judgment. But it's at this point we bring in the most beautiful concept of all, which is I choose. I choose. And so what do you choose? I choose. I choose to feel love. I choose to be the presence of love. What do you choose? So in the choosing is the place of power. That's your will. And when we marry it with the heart, then we are marrying it with the divine will. If we're marrying it with the thinking mind, what we think we are, then we're in our lower ego mind, which is okay. It's just a point of view. But for you, what do you choose? And the most powerful thing you can say is, I choose. I choose. And as you keep evolving in the capacity to choose, then you can add, well, what else is possible? When you understand you have a power in the choosing, what else is possible here? So now bring all of that back inside. Take a breath in. Integrate these words from Master's teachings. Just let it integrate in. You have some beautiful information here. And as you hold that information, I'm going to do a prayer for us all as I join in conscious union with the divine, with the power and the presence of Creator, the great I am, the great spirit, that which is overarching all, that is all, that is present in all, and is present in who I am and who you are. Take a breath in. And as I align in that union, I know that I am that living expression of that life of Creator. I am the living expression of that life of Creator here in this form, on this planet at this time. I chose to be here. I was chosen and I chose. And that's true for every one of us. Or you wouldn't be here. And we're here and we choose. And I know that the divine is supporting us in our choosing. I give thanks for the integration of the capacity to choose and knowing that the divine comes into resonance with that and brings it forward for us in our experience. And so I release and let go for myself and for all others anything that is unlike our authentic self at this time, so that we get to live fully present, fully awake, fully aware, fully in the power of choice, fully in resonance with divine will, married to our own human will. May they come in resonance so that we can understand who I am. So just let that all integrate. And as we move forward into our week together with this awareness and this consciousness, I bless everyone's work in this arena. This is worthy work to awaken and remember who I am and why I am. And from that place, choose. I choose. I choose. And so, in love and light, we bless you all in that place of the capacity to choose from the heart, from the divine, from the center, from the eye of the storm. That capacity is alive within every one of us. And so, I know we are supported in that journey this week as together we learn who I am, why I am, and tapping into that beautiful witnessing place. And so, in love and light, we bless you all on this journey as we all ascend into those higher frequencies and hold those frequencies not only for ourselves, but for our ancestors and for those who come after us and for all those who are present here now. So, in love and light, we bless you all. We are here for you in that ascended mastery state. Please come and seek us out. Tap into us. We love you. And so it is.
Thank you, Morgan. Another very powerful meditation, and thank you, Creator and Holy Spirit, for giving this meditation to us. Thank you for your time, Morgan. Thank you for everybody who is watching and who will be watching. If you just came up with this channel, please go look. We have plenty more beautiful Morgan's wisdom to look at. So look up for the lots of meditations, and every end of every show is meditation. So please go look up them. Thank you very much for joining us. Thank you for watching. And from our hearts to yours, God bless.